Welcome back to the F124 driver career after a difficult time at Silverstone on the newest patch of the game. We're hoping to have a better time here in Hungary. Silverstone is not my greatest circuit, as you will traditionally be aware if you've watched more than one of these driver careers that we've done on my teams over the years. We will be doing a my team later in this game's life cycle, so to speak. Rather remarkably, with some upgrades that came overnight between Great Britain and Hungary, we've gone insert Jose Mourinho meme, and we're now the fourth fastest team apparently. Whether that actually translates to on-track performance, we don't yet know. We're a smidge behind McLaren and Ferrari, and a smidge ahead of Mercedes and Aston Martin, so effectively we could be anywhere from 5th to 13th or 14th, really. Because Visa, Kasha, RB aren't that far behind either. Alpine, Williams and Sauber are certainly a step back, but we're much closer to Red Bull than we are to the bottom three teams at the minute. Just those last three upgrades seem to have just sent us skyrocketing. We'll wait for other teams to improve as well as we move forward, but I'm going to go and sort my specialists out and then head to track, whilst I ask you guys to drop the video a like if you're enjoying this series. Very much appreciate all of the support you've shown in it so far already. Do make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any more of it, coming to you as regularly as Chris and I can get it to you. And of course, come and join me on stream and you can see every single lap of every single race live on stream. Links in the description down below. And if you want setups, then there's also a link in the description down below to Sim Racing Centre where you can use the code Chesnoid and get yourself a 5% discount. They're the setups I use, so if you would like to be exactly the same setup as me, then that's the way to go about doing so. Right, I'm going to go to track, hopefully not die in Hungary. Resource points total going up. 530 still isn't much, though. We're in a position at the minute where continually we're not getting that many resource points per practice session or per practice sessions. So, despite the progress of the car, actually we're not upgrading it that quickly, it doesn't feel like. Although, of course, Kevin is doing his bit as well. So, actually, to be fair, we've probably upgraded the car more than we would have done if I was in sole control in previous years and gotten more resource points. Apparently Mercedes are now in front of us now that we've actually come to the race weekend, which is odd, unless they brought something on the day. 530 is not going to be enough to do anything. Well, I can't do anything else on the chassis side of things. I can't afford to do anything else on the aero side of things. I could do the ERS, 40% discount for 288. We'll be ready for Zandvoort. We might as well do that. Getting ERS recovery is always important to maintain the ability to chase people down when, obviously, I'm not that quick. Right, let me put some fresher parts in, significantly fresher parts in, might I add, and then hopefully we can have a decent qualifying session. I am praying for a good result this weekend, but whether we get one or not, I don't know. Like I say, not a strong track for me. Goals are active. Hopefully we can achieve them all, and a decent qualifying position. We need to find a lot of time. My first lap was absolutely dead. Terrible lap of this Hungarian circuit. Slower than we did in practice. We're going significantly quicker now. Actually managed to put together a half-decent lap. Still not a perfect lap. Definitely mistakes in there, but it's good enough to take us from last to P14. We are through to Q2. I had to pull that out of the bag there and find 8/10 on my first lap, but find it we did. And qualify we have to the next round of qualifying. 10th and a half off my teammates still, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Good. Faster than both Williams and both Saubers and both Alpines, which is as we would have expected from the performance index, and right with the V-carbs. Aston Martin and Mercedes are still a tick further on, seemingly, despite being relatively level on the performance index. But the performance index factors in our very strong power unit compared to our much weaker aero and chassis package. So I think it's perhaps slightly misleading, the current performance index. We're not actually as close to those faster teams as we might like to be, but we'll see how things progress here. I'm not expecting to get into Q3, so we will use the set of soft tyres. We managed to get a decent tow off the second McLaren as it happens. Significantly up on our first lap on the worn tyres, but I still don't think this is going to be much higher than 13th or 14th for us here, maybe even still 15th. Across the line in a 15.6, and it is indeed P15 for us. We have previously said that Hungary isn't a great track for me, nor does it really suit the Haas package with a great power engine or power unit, but not such a superb aero or chassis package, and as has proven to be, because even Kevin's down in 13th, and I'm 2.5 tenths off my teammate at the moment. Wasn't a superb lap, but no lap I put in at Hungary is a superb lap. We're going to struggle to get points today, I think. I'm happy to stay at 105 for the time being, though. I don't think there's any need to lower the difficulty right now. I like the challenge, and like I say, track-specific at Silverstone and here. Hoping to go better in Belgium and Zandvoort, but we shall wait and see how things progress. We might get lucky in the race. We might not get lucky in the race. Well, it wasn't unlucky in Silverstone, was it? I made the mistake to nick my front wing, so we could have finished better in Silverstone. Hopefully we can finish better in Hungary. Let's go and sort our race strategy out. Max Verstappen on pole. Insert my shocked face.
From pole position. And
Oscar Piastri in P2, though, is a great qualifying for the Australian, whacking it onto the front row alongside Max, and we'll have the inside line, I think, for turn one as well. Both McLarens very strong. Alonso in P4's really outperformed the Aston Martin there, to be completely honest. Strolled down in 10th. We qualified 15th. We will start 14th because someone has a penalty. That someone is Charles Leclerc, though, so won't be too long before he's passed me, will it? We were actually 2 tenths faster in Q1 than we were in Q2. Kevin was also a tenth slower in Q1 than he was in Q2.
We're not going to have quite the same top speed we have at other tracks. The good news is, though, it's going to make our DRS even more effective than normal. So try to make the most of it during the race and quali if you can.
And quali, yeah, we're already at the race, pal. So it is going to be a 2-stop race. A 3-stop could be okay, but the soft tyres really aren't going to last that long. Medium hard is probably the best way to go about it. We could maybe extend the medium stints to do a soft stint at the end, but it doesn't look likely of it being actually that good. It depends on our tyre wear. If wear's okay, then we might be able to extend one and or both of the medium stints, but I imagine that's probably going to be our quickest way to the end and save a pit stop and not do the 3-stop. Some hard tyre starters, some soft tyre starters, which is intriguing. Zhou on softs behind us. I'm on mediums compared to others that are starting on the hard, and Oscar starting on softs as well is the only other soft starter in second compared to Max's medium tyres. So you presume the soft starters are on a 3-stop, whereas we're trying to do a 2-stop. We can switch to a 3-stop if we feel like we need to or want to, But at the moment, I'm still probably going to hang on for the 2-stop. And because overtaking is so difficult here, go for track position over trying to make some overtakes. But we'll wait and see how the race unfolds. Hungary is a bit of a drinker, fuel-wise. So I will only take it... In fact, that's max fuel at 71.6. So I might just leave it as is and not take any risks with fuel. We may still need to save some. So it's going to be a difficult Grand Prix from P14 with the Ferrari behind and not a car that's suited very well to this track. But we shall try and move forward if we can and try and get a better position if we can. And if things progress the way that we hope they might do, with a little bit of luck, there might be a point or two in it for us. We're on the mediums, which should be slightly warmer than those on the hards around us. We hope. A lot of revs off the line though. Charles darting this way and that, trying to get around me. Good start by Esteban Ocon. Wasn't superb for me. I'm going to drift to the outside here. Try and get the outside of 1 to then have the inside of 2. And maybe make some of those positions back. We use a bit of battery here as well. We started 14th. We are 14th again. Trying not to hit Pierre Gasly here. And we've managed to get ourselves back to where we started. Charles Leclerc's actually lost the position now because Zhou Guanyu in the Sauber on the softs has nabbed him. A bit slower through 4 than anticipated, but that's fine. So we'll try and make some positions if we can on the medium tyre. I don't know what pit strategy those in front on the hards or those around us on the hards are actually on. I'd be tempted to go medium, hard, medium. I didn't check that in the race strategy screen, but to be on the softer compound at the end of the race would probably be favourable. It would just not be great
That's Gasly ahead.
if we end up with a safety car midway during that hard stint, because I would then be forced into doing an extra stop because the mediums wouldn't last. It is a long 70-lap race, so we're going to have to play it by ear and see how long these mediums last. We might be forced into a 3-stop anyway. We shall wait and see. But maintaining position at least on lap 1, and hopefully moving forward henceforth. Frustrating thing is, these final couple of turns, I'm really not great at. So I'm not able to actually get close enough to the car in front, whilst they've got DRS on the car in front of them, to actually make a move into turn 1. I'm always about half a second behind here. So I'm not close enough to make a lunge. Big train here though, they're starting to fight in front as well. I think Stroll is looking to make a move on Yuki, failing to do so, but this whole group is now stuck there. There's a Williams right at the back. One presumes that's Logan Sargent. Just ask David Coulthard, I'm sure he'll tell you. Ferrari of Leclerc still P16 and not really making many inroads at the minute to getting further forward. That was terrible. Thankfully we're slightly stronger than Pierre through this part of the track at the minute, but I think that's probably just because we're in this train, not because I'm actually faster than Pierre Gasly. Ocon and Leclerc fighting behind, which is good for us in the short term because it allows us to get down the road a little bit. But in the long term, that's then going to be a Ferrari right behind me. They're still side by side here, which will mean that they're going to be very slow through turn 4. I've got a bit of a gap to close up on Pierre Gasly now. I don't want to drop out of DRS range myself with the cars in front, so time to shut up and drive again. Ocon is holding his own at the minute against Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Right, we've just dropped out of DRS range of Pierre Gasly as the tyres are starting to get to the point where now the hard tyre is the better tyre to be on, and Charles Leclerc is just going to say, "Ta very much, toodaloo." I'm actually going to let him go, and we'll try and stick with him and follow him up to the group in front again. Hopefully he's not a full second a lap faster than me around here. He might well be though, in that Ferrari, on the better tyre right now. So time to use some battery. Lap 10 of 70, and I think the 3-stop is starting to show itself as potentially the better option here, because These tyres are going to be so worn by lap 21. I'm not even sure I'm going to make it that far. You can see already the difference not having DRS is making to our progression. And now being on the medium tyre as well. They are making 2 stops, those that are on the hards. So they're going to go hard, medium, medium. We're using a lot of fuel so far, a third nearly of that we started when we're only a 7th of the way through the race. So we will also have to save fuel in this Grand Prix as well. You imagine everyone else will have to as well, but they might have been saving some in the DRS train and might be okay. But without DRS, we're falling very much behind those in front. Ocon's now going to take me, he's on the better tyre. My tyres are 20% worn front left. I could make it to 21 certainly and keep the 2-stopper.
Okay, mate. Engine's running.
But it's not going to be. It's really not running hot.
Let's try and keep it cooler.
You're kind of forcing that there, game. The engine's not running hot, but we are running slow at the moment. So it might be a case of switching to the hard tyre next, and then running the softer medium compound at the end of the race. But I'd fear that dropping to the hard tyre without DRS would absolutely kill our strategy. And we'd be just as slow as doing that as we would be doing an extra pit stop for a set of softs at some point. So I'm a bit torn at the moment as to whether to switch to a 3-stop strategy or just stay with a 2-stop but swap the hard stint and the middle medium stint around. But what is painfully obvious right now is that we do not have the pace on this tyre at this moment in time to be competitive. Again, I fear it might be track specific, but with the way that this stint is going now, I would contemplate doing Spa at 104 rather than at 105. Zhou Guanyu is in the pits off those soft tyres. Piastri is certainly struggling on his now. You can see at the front on the minimap that first McLaren is holding up a number of other cars here that are at the moment struggling to get through. We are on the same tyre as Alex Albon with some battery management able to stay with him. So part of the reason we're losing pace at the minute is definitely because of the tyre, not necessarily because of the difficulty level of the AI. Because Esteban Ocon is still pulling away from Alex Albon as well, and we've been able to stick within a second of Alex, though he is at the moment quicker than me. We are relying on DRS to stick with him. DRS that I have now just lost because I'm over a second behind. Fernando Alonso is out. Fernando Alonso retires from the session. That's from like P3, I think. Yep, engine's gone bang on the Aston Martin. It's a free position for us. And I don't think that'll cause any sort of safety car there on the outside of turn 13. So it should just be green flag racing continually. If it did bring out a safety car, we would have considered switching to a 3-stop. Yellow flags through this part of the track. We have confirmation lost DRS on Alex Albon now. So I am at the moment of the opinion that maybe the difficulty at 105, since the AI patch is slightly too high. But I'll gauge your feedback on that with regards to the comment section on YouTube and the live chat on stream as well. Still thinking of pushing to lap 21 and putting the hard tyre on. Sainz is in the box as well, as is Piastri now. But Piastri started soft, Sainz started medium, so a lot of the front runners seem to be 3-stopping. Whereas a lot of those of us at the back are 2-stopping. Just shows that they have the pace at the front to be able to make up on track that time lost in an extra pit stop. Whereas those of us at the back don't have that luxury. But at the minute, there's no point just sitting here and losing time. We might as well try something and try and make up a bit of time if we can. So in we come from P14 for our first of 2 planned stops. The first of 2 planned stops. Going onto the hard tyre rather than the medium tyre, switching the strategy and hoping that this will work out longer term. Because after about 10 laps, the hard tyre became the better race tyre compared to the medium.
Pit strategy complete.
And Zhou has gone soft. Zhou Guanyu has gone soft, intriguingly. So we'll now put this hard tyre on. Well, they reckon I can go to the end on this set. It will go that far, but not with any pace. So we'll look to run this set till lap 50, and then the plan is to box 50 to go to another set of mediums. As it stands. 50 to go to another set of mediums. Now the grind begins. To give me a gauge of how fast we're going on this hard set compared to those that haven't stopped yet, I'll ask about K-Mag. 31.7. Let's see. 7th?
1 minute 19.7.
Let's see how fast we are or what the gap is doing compared to Kevin. He is in a DRS train with a V-Carb and an Aston Martin, so that is going to work in his favour. 31.7 seconds was the gap. Let's see what it is after a couple more. More boxers. A V-Carb is in, a Red Bull has boxed. That'll be Sergio Perez. And an Alpine is in as well. Both Alpines were around us prior to this first round of pit stops. Valtteri Bottas has also boxed. It's Alex Albon, actually, sorry. It's the Williams that's in, not the Alpine. And we are going to undercut Alex Albon.
10.8 seconds.
But he's now on the medium tyre, whereas we're on the hard. He's gone medium, intriguingly. Because he started on the medium as well. So Alex medium, harding. Whereas we're medium, hard, mediuming. At some point, in the not too distant future, lap 30 or so, this will become the better tyre again compared to that medium. Thing is, I need to save some fuel. So we're going to have to take a little bit of pain now to hopefully get a little bit of gain later. We're massively gaining on Sargent on those original hard tyres. And the gap to my teammate is now 31.1.
31.1 seconds.
That was 31.7. So we are gaining on Kevin.
Your last lap time, 1:19.7.
We are gaining on Kevin. Despite the fact he's in a DRS train. So that shows that this hard tyre is working for us. Nobody in the pits this lap. So far we've burned half of our fuel. We started with 1.5 laps. We now have 3/4 of a lap left in a third the race. So we're going to need to save about half a lap. Zhou has now caught Logan Sargent in front. I'll be curious to know if Zhou is actually thinking about going soft, hard, but I imagine he's doing 2 more stops.
Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. remaining. 2 stops remaining.
So Sauber, soft, soft, medium, mediuming, or soft, soft, medium, harding. Alex is closing rapidly on us, but that's to be expected. This could come back to us here.
The car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
Could come back to us yet. Might be able to get within DRS range of Logan here, which would help us defend from Alex, who's going to have DRS on me, and we have exactly done that. So DRS on Logan Sargent. I will try and save some fuel at the end of the straight.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
Save a bit of fuel and use DRS and ERS, get the overtake done, save a bit more fuel, and then hopefully go and catch Zhou Guanyu now on his very much wearing softs. Getting the move done on Logan was important because hopefully Alex Albon's going to get stuck behind him for a lap. So earns us a little bit of a reprieve to the Williams behind. The faster of the 2 Williams behind. And not only that, means that the tyres will be more in our favour by the time Alex gets to us. Or less in his favour, should I say, probably more accurately. Less in his favour by the time that he catches me. Kevin is in the pits now, as is a number of other cars, including one of the Alpines. We should have caught Zhou to within DRS range in the next couple of laps, I think, hopefully. Ocon has gone hard next, so Ocon's gone hard, has he? Has Ocon gone hard? A lot of them have gone hard. Okay, that's unexpected. They're running 2 sets of hard, so they'll go hard, medium, whereas we're going medium, hard, medium. That's intriguing. Gasly's in the box. We've undercut Gasly as well. He also has gone hard. Our tyres are only 4 to 7% wear so far, after nearly 10 laps, which bodes well. We are going to be within DRS range to show this lap as well. This could work for us, you know. We'll all be on the medium tyre at the end of the race, apart from Albon actually, who's going to be on the hard. But we saw how good a race tyre the hard was compared to the medium halfway through our previous medium stint, but on less fuel, hopefully the medium will remain more competitive for a longer period of time at the end of the race. I'm going to try and do exactly the same to Zhou as I did to Logan Sargent, i.e. still overtake, DRS, ERS, but still save some fuel at the end of the straight if possible. Alex Albon might even go for an overtake on Zhou Guanyu as well here.
Okay, you're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Just keep pushing.
Bit of contact with Zhou there. I might have pinched him a little bit too much. That was probably on me. We're going to get the move done. Albon is also going to get the move done by the looks of things. Alex Albon is going to have the inside line for 4. Albon is through on Zhou Guanyu. Not the cleanest of overtakes from me on the Chinese, but we got the job done. And again, it's earned us a bit of a reprieve to Albon. He's dropped over a second behind again. So continually his tyres will be wearing significantly faster than ours. And the further we go, the more the tyre wear and lap time delta swings back in our favour compared to Alex Albon. Zhou's boxed now to get off those softs for the second time. Max Verstappen is boxed again because he put softs on that previous stint. And he only gained 3 seconds. A pit stop plus 3 seconds for Max Verstappen on those soft tyres. So they are mighty quick compared to the hards in the hands of a Red Bull.
Okay, mate, let's try and pick our moments when we use ERS. Let's try to be consistent with it going forward, please. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, we're not going to catch Max though. Just trying to keep an eye on the gap to K-Mag. It was 7, I think, and is now up to 8.4. So our teammate is faster than us here, but we did know that anyway. And he's on slightly fresher tyres. And he's got DRS on an Aston Martin, so Kevin has a lot of things going for him here.
Car ahead now on the hard compound.
But Alex is, at the minute, going to challenge, I think, down the pit straight next time round with his DRS. If I've got a bit of a gap, I might try and save a bit of fuel, but Alex is going to go for it, so I will save some fuel. We'll just sit behind the Williams and save some more fuel for the as long as we can behind him for this remainder of this stint. He will box before we do. Yellow flag in front. I think a V-carb's going slowly. No, it's Max Verstappen, the championship leader, albeit he's a leader by a long way. Championship leader is retiring. Max is out. His engine has given way on him. That's an extra position for us. That's 2 positions we've gained through retirements now. Max's lead at the top of the championship will close, albeit it's ginormous already, so he could probably afford to do that 3 more times this season and still win the championship. But Max Verstappen will not be winning the Hungarian Grand Prix today. I think the changeover's happening. I think we've got more pace than Alex Albon right now. The medium tyre has worn enough now that the hard tyre is again the better tyre to be on. It's a really good race tyre here, the hard. But we will be switching to mediums about lap 50 or so is the plan. Continually. Also continually saving fuel here behind the Williams and keeping the 2 Alpine at bay in the process as well, which is good. Happy with how things are going so far. I was a little bit unsure of it when we started to lose pace and positions earlier in the Grand Prix, but we might be all right still, you know. We would actually be 15th still if it weren't for the retirements, so we do need to factor that in. I still feel like we're doing okay. Gasly's having a look whilst we're still trying to save some fuel behind Albon.
Okay, we lost
Gasly's taken me.
Trying to keep focus.
And then he's gone defensive into 2. So Gasly's through. The Alpines I do feel like the Alpines are faster than me right now, regardless. But my tyres are older than theirs, so mine are hitting a point where they're becoming less competitive. And their hard tyres are becoming the better tyre, even more so than ours over Alex Albon. We have been saving fuel behind Alex, though, to be fair, so it's not necessarily a fair reflection of our overall pace. But equally, the Alpines have been stuck behind me and Alex as well, so that's not necessarily a reflection of their overall pace either. We can probably stop fuel saving about lap 46 or 7, I'd imagine, and then be able to get to the end. And Albon is in now. So that's Alex Albon dipping to put his hard tyres on to get him to the end. We're almost certainly going to finish behind both Alpines, I think. Ricciardo's just boxed for a fresh set of hards. Take him to the end. Tyres at the moment 21% worn front left,
And gap to the car in
having
front,
done 24 laps.
7 seconds.
I could take these hard tyres to the end. They just won't be very good when we get there, or on the way to getting there. From about lap 55 onwards, these hards are going to be pretty awful. But the new medium tyre, when we put it on, is only really going to be significantly better for about 10 laps of the 20-ish we're going to look to try and do. So it might be a case of boxing lap 50 unless the Alpines box earlier than that and will react. If the Alpines box earlier than 50, then I'll react. Ocon getting me now with his DRS and DRS. We're not in a great position. In a minute, the two Alpines are just faster than us. Yeah, both Gasly and Ocon have run hard, so they both have to pit again. I technically don't, but I'm going to be slower to the end by staying on this hard set than I would be if I boxed and went faster on the mediums. It's 2.5 seconds.
There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it.
Oh, yellow flag at the chicane. Yellow flag from Mercedes. It's still only just gotten going. Which Mercedes is it? It's George, I think. George has just binned it. Spun around at the first part of the chicane. Now just sat there. Is he going to start moving? He's reversing. This might cause a safety car. Or a VSC at the very least. If it does, we are boxing. Absolutely boxing for the medium set. He's still there, and he's causing...
Just follow the safety
yeah,
car.
he's,
Don't worry about the
he's
target.
causing chaos.
Follow the safety car.
George Russell just caused chaos. People got up to him and then couldn't get past. Well, the Ferrari just misses him, look. And then the Alpine and the V-Carb arrive. Along Stroll. Oh, Stroll's just straight up hit him, and then the V-Carb behind him's hit him. In the mediums to the end, put the car in lean, don't save any more fuel. Good. We might, maybe, potentially, perhaps, be able to get a point today now. And lean. And box.
Okay,
Lance is out. Lance is out. He's just straight up retired. I didn't think he'd lost a tyre.
Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
George is still there. He's got a 10-second penalty at the minute. George is trying to get back on track. George might get disqualified sooner rather than later. We are P11 right now. Now, what happens with the Alpines? Is it too early for them to consider boxing? If the Alpines don't box for those medium tyres now, then that will be a huge mistake and will gain time, basically a full pit stop on both of them. They are both in, they're double stacking at Alpine, it is the right call. It will cost one of them time to me.
The targets for now, we've got to focus on the pit stop.
But we should hopefully take one of the Alpines here. Maybe not. We're going to significantly close the gap. But I think they might just get him out in time. They just got him out in time. That's annoying. It's close, though. It was very close. Right, I'm going to take it out of lean now so we don't overladen the car with fuel. We don't want to be too heavy that we then cost ourselves lap time. But we are P13. Russell's got a 10-second penalty behind us. We're going to be under, hopefully, no pressure from behind. Although Bottas on... Well, we might be under pressure from behind, you know. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out from here. Safety car in this lap.
Ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap.
They're not waiting for Russell, Bottas and Zhou. They should catch, though, significantly. I think they will gain the end of the train by the time we go racing again. Fully expecting, obviously, to get overtaken by Russell in the Mercedes. But can we earn any positions on Ocon, Gasly, Albon or Ricciardo? Kevin Magnussen currently running P8 and in the points for Haas. This is fantastic right now. No fuel concerns to the end of the race. It is an 19 lap sprint to see who gets what. Yellow flags in front. Not sure if no one's been lapped and needs to get out of the way. Or have they? Someone's going slowly. Ah, Sargent. Just going to very kindly pull right in front of me there. Sargent is a lap down.
Looking good.
Right. Crack on.
Flag.
I thought for a minute there was chaos in front of us again. Tsunoda going for it on Kevin, or Kevin going for it on Tsunoda, I think more like. Kevin up to P7, go on lad. Points for Haas here. George Russell has joined the party. DRS will be enabled this lap.
Okay, the stewards have now
Russell fastest lap of the race.
DRS is now
They're going
on.
for it in front. I'm going to go for it too, up the inside of Ocon. Bit of battery, maybe, just to squeeze it. Just to squeeze it. That's P12. Albon is on hards as well, which is not great for him at this stage, but by the end of the race, he will be on the better tyre. Kevin's gone. Kevin's taken Tsunoda and disappeared. Yuki must either be running with damage or significantly worn tyres. It might be damage from contact with George or Stroll during that safety car incident. Oh, big lock up from Gasly there. That was a proper code brown. I thought I was in real trouble then. There we go. Tsunoda's probably going to lose a few positions here now.
Behind by 5/10 a lap.
Do I do to Gasly what we did to Ocon? I'm going to. Big lunge. It's P11. Can we hold it? Can we hold it? In a minute, no. Should have the inside line for turn 3 though. Gasly's backed out of it. That's P11. And Tsunoda is struggling. If we can hold positions, we might be able to get on for
Okay, mate,
some
well,
points
we've got a
today.
full battery, which means we can use more of it to gain performance. Let's go.
Oh, we've got a good run here. Albon and Tsunoda both gone defensive. We're on the outside of Albon, we're on the outside of Tsunoda. A double overtake and into the points, ladies and gentlemen. Into the points. P9. K-Mag is maintaining the gap at about 6 seconds at the moment. Excuse me, Mr. Ricardo. We would like a double Haas 7th, 8th, please, if you don't mind.
Nice move. Keep going.
Give him the squeeze here, don't need to, we are through. P8 for us, P7 for our teammate. Game on for Haas here at the Hungaroring. Thank you, George Russell, is all we can say, really. The hard tyre is now the better tyre. It's switched again. And now I'm really going to struggle to keep Daniel Ricciardo behind me. Because he's just got a massive tyre advantage on us. The wear on those hards is so good here compared to even the medium that it will be significantly quicker between now and the end of the race. Just going to have to try and use our battery as best as we can to keep him behind at the key points on the track, which most importantly are the 2 DRS zones between the last corner and the first corner, and the first corner and the second corner. i.e. right bloody here. So burn, baby, burn. Disco fucking inferno. With 5 laps to go as we cross the line, Pierre Gasly has arrived. As you can tell from the minimap, George Russell's on his way as well. Currently, by using my battery down the main straight and intermittently throughout the rest of the lap, we are able to keep Daniel Ricciardo behind. Same certainly won't be said for the Mercedes if he's able to get through Gasly and Ricciardo and get to us. But I'm confident enough of being able to keep Daniel behind till the end of the race to get this P8 for the team. But that is only thanks to George Russell, and we might end up not getting the P8 thanks to George Russell as he makes his way back through. So we shall wait and see how this race ends for now. There's not been much happening the past few laps. I've just been driving my heart out, doing my best to keep Daniel behind, and so far succeeding in doing so. Daniel's going for it. Can go deep on the brakes, try and hold it around the outside. Use some ERS here. Daniel's got the move done.
Look out for a bit of understeer when
literally the next lap after I've just said I'm pretty confident of keeping Daniel behind me.
So try to get past.
He's then gone and overtaken me. So now we try and stick with Daniel and get that position back again if possible. Could go for it here. Daniel's gone defensive in the braking zone. We're going to get the position back again.
Nice work, mate.
Nice! Let's go! P8 again. Right, hold on for 3 laps, Ches. Just 3 laps, mate. You can do it. Here comes Daniel again. Try the same thing as we did before, but maybe give him a bit more of a squeeze this time. And Daniel's not gotten the move done, crucially. Previously, he made his way through and we had to earn it back. This time around, we're able to hold on around the outside, have the traction down to turn 2 and the inside line, and hold on to the position. 2 laps to go. Right, on to the last lap we go. Daniel's still right up behind me. I'm going to have to drain my battery here. He's going for it again. It's worked once, it's failed once. Oh, he's right alongside. He's right alongside. I need to get the inside line for 4 if I can, but we're ahead through 3. That should be, hopefully, P8 assured. Provided we make no mistakes in the second half of the lap. Oh, we've had to work for that, though. Really grind and dig deep. Battle hard. Take positions. Hold positions. Take positions back again. George Russell and Gasly have just been watching ourselves and Daniel Ricciardo go for it as Lando wins the race. I think Lando's second in the championship as well, actually, behind Max Verstappen, who obviously retired in this Grand Prix very early on. So Max's lead at the top of the championship will cut significantly. It's still going to be significant, though, to use the same word. Daniel having a cheeky look up the inside, but we will get a P7 and 8 double points finish for Haas here in Hungary. That is a great race for the team. My thumb is dead, but thank you, George Russell, for crashing and causing the safety car. We got P8 rather than P13 because of you, sir. Tar very much, pal. Charles Leclerc gets driver of the day. Lando Norris wins the Grand Prix. So went from P16 to the podium. What a result for Ferrari and Charles Leclerc there. That's absolutely huge. A quick look at the standings. No, Lando's actually down in 7th. So the gap is still 99 points for Max at the top of the championship. So huge. We've still got a decent gap to Lance Stroll behind us. Oscar Piastri continually is very much ahead of us. Visa Cash App RB are closing on us slightly in 6th place, but I think we're pretty comfortable for now. I think we actually have extended on them rather evidently there on this particular occasion. We'll leave it at 105. That may well be quantity of Drivers' Championship points earned in your F1 career. We've earned an accolade for presumably over 50 points in our driver career now. It's the first time Kevin Magnussen has made it into the points in his season so far. And we're surely going to go to 74 rated here. Indeed we are, and close to 75 as well. 52% the recognition now in our favour as well. And very much earned, I think. We're going to go upper level. New perk unlocked for the strategy analyst. What do we get for that? Practice program resource point rewards increased by 30%. So that's going to be, rather than 300 resource points every set of practice sessions, that's going to be 390%. That's huge. That's a massive jump for us. And that's what we've been waiting for, to try and speed up the improvement in the car. Although, to be fair, after 13 rounds, the car has significantly improved, hasn't it? That said, it's only really at the moment in our favour because of a very strong power unit. Secret meeting. Hello. Another secret meeting for the first time, probably, without Williams being present. So the car is significantly better in the powertrain area compared to everyone else. If I go into... I can't actually go into anything here, can I? There you go. You can see the power unit is significantly better than anyone else by a long way. So we've got, by a margin, the best power unit, but only the 6th best chassis, and I can't even see it. No, and the 6th best chassis and the 7th best chassis and the 6th best aero package. So that's why we're not really challenging at the front, because quite frankly we're 6th and 7th, not actually 5th in level with Mercedes and challenging Ferrari, because of our power unit kind of artificially inflating that R&D progress. So we're actually still with RB and Alpine, really, and Williams. So we're not as far ahead as we should be. So actually getting that sort of result is actually very, very good for us. It was indeed Kevin's first points finish of the season, and it's shot us up to 53 points now with that 8th place. Spa should suit the car more with the power unit dependent track. Now then, holy moly, that is a red uniform. Ferrari. Now that's the realistic step. That's the realistic step to go from Haas, a Ferrari-powered car, to the parent team, so to speak, the factory Ferrari team. In real life, Carlos Sainz is leaving Ferrari. I think I need to continue those talks, don't you? A jump from Haas to Ferrari would be giant for our career.
Socials and asking around, and I'm delighted to see the team are none the wiser about us chatting with anyone else. And the meeting went well too. I know. I'm amazing. You're welcome.
Thanks, love. So then, we are progressing in talks with Ferrari. Whether we deserve to get that Ferrari seat depends on our performances for the rest of the season, I imagine. But delighted to be in the running for a Ferrari seat. Whether you guys think I deserve a Ferrari seat come the end of the season, we shall wait and see. And that will decide ultimately what we do in that regard. But we'll put these older parts in for practice at Spa. We will need some fresher bits for a very power-hungry track. Oh, man. Okay, look out. What's the weather going to be like in Spa-Francorchamps? Hopefully not wet. Unbelievable, Jeff. I'm genuinely shocked that Ferrari are interested. Oh, the most important session is fully dry. But quali will start wet and dry up. Practice will be mixed. But thank the Lord, the actual race is fully dry. Oh, what a relief. Okay, so in the performance index, we're still above Aston Martin, etc. But expect us still to be challenging for 12th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, etc. in Spa. But, wow. Ferrari are interested. Whether they follow through on their interest longer term, whether we feel like we deserve that move, we'll wait and see. But at the minute, it's the logical step from Haas to Ferrari in terms of Haas are a Ferrari customer team and Ferrari are obviously the works team. Ollie Behrman, who's driven for Ferrari when he stepped in for Carlos Sainz earlier on in the season, is probably going to be driving for Haas next year in real life. So that is the obvious progressional career step for a Haas driver. So maybe we do get that drive. We'll wait and see at the end of the season. For now, though, thank you very much for watching what turned out to be a very dramatic and entertaining Hungarian Grand Prix. Join me in the next one for the Belgian Grand Prix, which hopefully will be just as good. I'll see you next time.